Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Guys, tonight is going to be an exciting program, for me at least, because I like to see the good stuff. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff here tonight. We're going to talk about what's developing. We're going to talk about the upgrades that we have seen in Jamaica over the last 10 years, over the last decade. And then at the end of this program, we are going to assess whether we will meet, whether we are meeting Vision 2030. So, welcome to the platform, guys, and thank you so much for joining. If you want to call in tonight, the phone lines are open. The phone number via WhatsApp is going across the bottom of your screen. And if you don't want to be live, you can always send an email or a message. So, welcome everybody. The usual suspects are here. Electro. I see some new names. Thank you for joining and welcome to the platform. Miss Simone, welcome back. Geneva, haven't seen you in a few days. Yeah, guys, so on already. Give the live a thumbs up for me, please, and make sure so now share this good news. I want to say first condolences to family and friends of the lady named Betty Ann Blair. She was the founder of uh, the child rights agency in Jamaica. Do you guys remember her? Betty Ann Blaine. She died today in Atlanta. So condolences to her. She's done some really good work raising awareness, to make sure that our kids in Jamaica are safe. So we will remember her and she will go down in history as somebody who has done something good in Jamaica. So guys, let us see. I really want to get started here because I'm very excited to let you guys see what's been going on, what has been developing. Rarely do we focus on this kind of thing because most of us vloggers out here, most of the times, the information that we bring you is always, what's reported. And most of the times, guys, and I know that what is reported by the media and the press, most of the times, to get viewership and to get us riled up and everything, it's mostly the negative stuff, right? So we have to really go searching and digging to get the positive. And I made sure to do that to bring it to you today. So I hope everybody is doing well. As I said, I'm just going to ask you guys to make sure that you are sharing this very good news. Yes, because I think it is important not just to show what is wrong, but let us show what is right. So let me just make sure that phones are on, so on and so forth, and then we'll get started. Oh, let's see. Share the live with somebody, guys, and please hit the like button if you're just joining. Right? We're not boring over here. Something always a keep over here, so. All right, let me turn off my ringer. Just got a new phone case today. This is weird. All right. Yeah, guys, so let us look at it. Somebody type in a comment and tell me the last decade. My math's not too hot right this minute. The last decade in a Jamaica would have been 2014, not true? I say go? Lord Jesus, me no want to shame, Last decade, guys, the last decade in a Jamaica. What year was it? Must have 2014, you know. Yes. Rest in peace to Betty. Yeah, man. 2014. Thank you very much. I'm a woman of don't you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, what we're not going to do on this platform, where this program is concerned tonight, guys, we are not going to give credit to any administration. And you know why? We're not going to give credit to no administration or no politician. The focus is going to be solely on Jamaica. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because I'm not going to play tit for tat with this one. And I am not going to be giving credit to anybody or taking it away, because when these people are elected to come in and do the work of the people, they're not doing nobody no favor. They're getting a salary for doing it. And when they come in elections and come run, so they want to lead a country, they come in knowing that they have to work, right? So we're not going to do tit for tat. I'm going to ask the people, them do not come in at the comment, come talk about PNP do this or jail. We're not doing that. Not doing that. We're just going to show and share the information about where we have come as a country. And I am making sure that I cover a time frame, or sorry, a time period where both governments, as you know, within a 10-year period, you'd have both government in the office. Okay? So let us get that very clear. All right. Let us see here. For those of you who are just joining, thank you so much. Make sure that you are, credit must be given where credit is due. Uno can't do that, but me not gonna do that. Me can't tell you no what uno fi do. But I am not gonna do that. Because if I do that, then this is gonna turn into something else. And the truth of the matter is, both governments or administration during this time, they've made a contribution to the national development of the country. Right? One may do more than the other, or some kind of debate like that. You guys can do that in the comment. That's fine. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. But I'm just saying, as the person who is gonna bring the content, that's not the aim and the goal of what we're doing here tonight. All right, so let's just get started. Big up on yourself. Thank you for joining. Jamaica. Big up yourself, Mr. Lovelace. Thank you for joining. Jamaica, England, Caribbean, US, Canada, wherever you are. I looked at the analytics today, and most of our viewers are actually in Jamaica. Thank you, Lifestyle. I'm glad you understand. Yeah, so if you guys want to debate that in the comments, that's fine. So let us begin here. This right here, guys, you're looking at the new children's hospital that's going to be in Western Jamaica. That is a blueprint, right? And as you guys know, that is being built by the Chinese, right? We had Bustamante Hospital in Kingston for the longest. That was, and actually is, our only children's facility in Jamaica. So right now, getting this second facility is a very good thing, right? I am going to show you a little bit of the construction that is being done. I want to make my computer. Hold on there, guys. The light on this one, come up. There we go. Better. So let me just show you the construction that is being done. I think it's so great. Oh wait, there. Okay, there it is. Yeah. So this is it, guys. This is our second children's hospital. I think there's gonna be 220 beds. Yeah, 220 beds, and of course it's gonna be more sophisticated. We're gonna have more and better than what we had before. Cause as you guys know, Bustamante Hospital about 99 years old, my love, a long time it did it. So this is good. Me love this, right? And I like the location of this hospital because it gives the children and their families a very nice view, right? You see where it sits? It's a very nice view, and I like the layout, and I like the fact that it's going to be huge. 220 bed hospital is pretty huge. And one of the reasons why I say this is very good is because the people them who in the West, when them children get sick, them now have to go all the way to Kingston, right? And them now feel look for fly out them kids. Go one different country for go get like a medical care. That cannot be right in this time. So we're happy to see that. Before I go any further, let me just say, guys, if you haven't been to Jamaica in the last, let's say 5 years, 10 years, if you haven't been to Jamaica in that long, it's going to be very different when you go back this time around, right? The first thing that people who have not traveled to Jamaica, let's say in the last year or so, when we go back to Jamaica, the first indication that something is happening or something is changing is that when you drive out of the airport, my love, you're not going to see Air Jamaica no more. We are going to start seeing Kingston, Jamaica, Norman Manley International right there. So this is what we're going to start seeing. So once you first come out of the airport, right there, so now you have to know, say, Vision 2030 is well on its way. Right? Isn't that beautiful, guys? Yes, I think it is. So we're not only gonna focus though on roads, and I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna get into any kind of roads or anything because I think most of us here are aware of the road network, that's been going on. It's been ongoing for years. We have been doing construction to upgrade our road networks. I don't know if you guys remember back in the days when time we there at Kingston and we say we are a country. Yourself from Kingston to Mandeville, a whole heap of hours. Gone are those days. So I'm not gonna go through every little road, right? Wanna remember them time over Causeway Bridge. Don't it, guys? No more. Right now, some different something. The road is much wider. We have these toll booths, so where our road network is concerned, guys, we're all aware that we have gone past the days of the Causeway Bridge and all these things, right? This right here that you're looking at is the Christiana bypass. When I'm in Jamaica, I always drive. I have a phobia about letting people drive me at Jamaica. So this piece of road here, so very important to me because when I'm going into my neck of the woods, it's so nice to cut out the traffic in a Christian town. You know, I forgot this, so me appreciate this. And this there, I want to say, I'm probably about 8 years or so. No, man, about 10 years, Yes. So, guys, we have come a long way. We have come a very long way. And, that's where we are. But let me just get started here. First thing I wanted to show you guys tonight was the the cruise dock out of Port Royal. I've heard some very good things about it. As you guys know, this was not here 10 years ago. And I think Port Royal is such an important landmark in Jamaica. I mean, this could not have happened at a better time. Sorry, at a better location. Because we already know Ocho Rios, everybody who been coming to Jamaica for a long time, them don't know say Ocho and Ray Ray Ray. But when you talk about Port Royal, you talk about some real history and some deep history, right? So I don't know, guys. Maybe one of you can tell me if whether when people come into the country and come in on the cruise ship of Port Royal, do they get like a tour? Them get a tour of Port Royal, or you know, where do they go from here? I don't know because I have not been here. So maybe somebody can tell me in the comments. Let us see. I didn't know. Yes, man. Manchester Cockpit Country. All right. If anybody know, Christiana Bypass are from Bruce time. Yeah, over 10 years. Over 10 years. The pier is very beautiful, yes. Me don't know if them get any oh, they go as far as Spanish Town. Okay, thank you for that information. Yeah, man, I hope the people them might get the nice tour, and they might get the educational. Cause you see people will travel. Like I travel a lot. And when I travel, I find it to be very educational. And I try to get my daughter to see traveling that way, and not just for saying that you've been here. You understand? So that is one major change that I like, and I know that you guys like too. Now we have the Ian Fleming International Airport. I have not landed here, guys, but I know people who have, and they say that it is very convenient, especially for those who live around this area, right? In the St. Mary area and them something there. You have big international flights were coming to Ian Fleming International Airport. So we have two major airports, as you guys know, Norman Manley and Sangster. And this one now is international. I think it's great. Okay. If anybody, come in here so recently, let me know. And let me know also if you had a straight flight, and if so, where from. Yeah, me I really like to know. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Let me see. Me hear one somebody say them coming straight from Miami, which is not strange, but I'm talking about, you know, like 3 hours or more. Me not like to hear somebody tell me if them coming from a place like one of the major cities like Atlanta, New York, LaGuardia, JFK, um, maybe Texas or something like that. All right, so let's move on to the next upgrade. We've talked about the Children's Hospital. I've already shown you guys that in Western Jamaica. Um, the Spanish Town Hospital, guys, that's gonna be upgraded as well, right? They broke ground for this in January. So aside from some of the upgrades that have been done over time, like for example, they had a 30-bed ward and so forth. But this is gonna be more sophisticated. As you can see the layout right there, they're gonna have a completely different layout of the Spanish Town Hospital. So, that's gonna take some time and stuff like that. Uh as we know, this is Cornwall Regional. Tufton already come out and talk about Cornwall Regional already. Me not going to go back over it again more than I'm gonna say. Cornwall Regional was supposed to be a minor upgrade. Upon assessment or reassessment, the engineers told the government that we're gonna have to do a lot more than what we thought. So they made the provision and them spend what to spend on time or whatever. And so that is ongoing. Um, yeah, so that's the layout of Cornwall Regional. And this is what the outside of the Children's Hospital look like. All right, so aside from that, I really am excited to see the STEM schools, guys, right? We're supposed to be building several STEM schools. And I think Jamaica I don't know if Jamaica are the first or one of a few first countries in the region to be fully STEM. So that's good for education. I think one bill already, first STEM school to be built in St. Ann. So there's one already, I think, building. Jamaica really needs some more schools, guys. I feel like see a lot of the schools, them especially surrounding the inner city, them manala, them really and truly need some upgrade, right? Let's see what else we have. One thing that I'm very excited about where our schools are concerned, as I'm talking about schools, the pitney them in the high school at Jamaica, we are drive. We are gonna start driving. We next generation of drivers. It is such a good thing now that we have our students taking road code test because me I tell you say one of the reasons why nobody cannot drive me at Jamaica, me not care who them be, are because of how me realize a lot of the drivers them in Jamaica them don't understand driving. They not and they not study road code. Some of them are buy their license too. So I'm glad to see that our generation coming out of school now, them start to get them road code tests in the schools. And a lot of schools in America as well. They start to teach the kids road, not just road code, but they start to teach them about drinking and driving. They start to teach them about the consequences of drinking and driving. I remember my daughter had this defensive driving thing that I had to take her to on Saturday morning. And you know, some schools give them the full training to make sure say by the time them leave high school, them have them learners, while other schools they might teach them the basics, and then you as the parent now have to put them into driving school. So this is good. I like this. And that's what we mean about upgrade, Our girls and boys, they're learning the basics of road code. I love it. We've already talked about STEM, and they're gonna do the first. I think the first STEM center in the Kingston St. Andrew area is gonna be around Eros Circle. While we're talking about education, guys, I saw this recently where Heart is going to have this program where they'll have classes, including labs online. That is a huge step for Jamaica because I don't know if you guys know this, but ever since COVID came in, Remember one time nobody couldn't go on no school at all? Remember one time some of the educators, them because of them pre-existing condition, then couldn't go into the classroom, then go teach nothing? That is when the emerging of labs, for example, started being taught online. So all of the people them who in the software business, them started to develop these softwares where you can do lab interactions online. I've heard people say, if I had to take this in an actual lab, like a brick and mortar lab, in a school classroom setting, me couldn't pass it because me learn better one on one and using that kind of interactive tool online. So for this to be available in Jamaica, I think it's excellent. I would love to see what it looks like, but of course, I'll never be a student in Jamaica, so I probably won't see it. But if anybody in the future, them go up online and take any courses with heart, especially the lab interactive courses, let me know how you like it, guys. Because I know that in America, I heard a lot of people say that it's good. So that is for higher education. I don't know if they have it at UWI. Maybe they do, or maybe they don't. I don't know. So the Jamaica Eye. Want to think about the Jamaica Eye? Want to see the Jamaica Eye at work? Me don't know, but me feel like say this is a good thing. You can't really go wrong with having cameras. This is the new way of security and keeping the public safe. Anybody living in America, they know that most places that you go, if something horrible happens, there's always going to be some way of identifying people because of these cameras. A lot of business places, law enforcement, even past stoplight and sitting in there. So this is good for security, right? um I saw this, guys, which I think is pretty cool. I guess this is a part of integrating, the whole digital thing, where you're not getting a paper check no more. You're having direct deposit with your pension. I think that's great. If we can just now make sure that the people their money safe in their bank account, because they need a upgrade we need for happening at Jamaica is that the banks problem for the people them in the country. The banks them at Jamaica, some are wicked set of people. So me da like to see the government of Jamaica, right? Or the next government. More want to see them deal with them bank people here in a way that the people are being protected. Um, where is this high school? That's the reason why I brought this here. Where is Christelle House? Oh, almost the center, don't it? Yes, it's true, I know. Let me say somebody can tell me so. Groundbreaking for high school at Christelle House. May 2nd, 2024. Sentan, okay, thank you. I don't know. Okay, that's good. Let me see. What else did I want to show? Oh, where the government is concerned. Where the government is concerned, I think it's important to show this here. And I'm gonna talk about the last one too. The first one, them said that them the $1 billion Operation Refresh program to enhance select health centers. That's good. I've heard some people told me some good things about some of the clinics them also. We need more clinics, I remember I lived in Greenwich Town for 9 years, guys, and while I was living there, my parents had two kids, right? And both of those kids, my siblings, they used to go to the clinic in the community. My mom used to take my siblings to the clinic right literally Power Street. The clinic was about a one good look of 15 minutes walk, but it was right Power Street. And I remember that clinic closing, and it became so inconvenient for my mom to get the kids to clinic back and forth. You know how far we'd have to go? So me that really like to see some more. Some of them clinic they were then close over time to open up back. But it's good that they've allocated funds to refresh health centers. We just need to open back up the ones them that close over time. And this was in the 90s when they closed that clinic. I never forgot it because that clinic served the community so well. Jamaica received certification from WHO for eliminating mother-to-child HIV and syphilis transmission. I think that is huge. To be honest, when I saw that, I was a bit shocked because I thought we already eliminated the transmission. I didn't know that we were not one of those countries, but nonetheless, I'm very happy to see this. 2.5 billion over 5 years for scholarships to Jamaicans who are pursuing studies in healthcare. We've talked about this on this program that it is a good thing, especially in healthcare where people have died, people are aging out, where, some people may not want to go into healthcare because of the recent pandemic and stuff like that. So when you have a scholarship program, you are basically encouraging people to start looking at healthcare and getting, their degrees in healthcare. We can always use more healthcare workers, guys. A number of investments announced for water infrastructure in Portland, and 150 million allocated for trucking water to drought-stricken communities. Those are all fine and good. We cannot knock those. However, I would like to see more rural communities having running water. People supposed to have running water in their house in this time. Where the drought is concerned, we cannot control drought. We must always be prepared as a community, as a country, as a government to make sure that, when there is a drought, we, come together and help people get water because water is life, but where a lot of rural areas and even some of the places them too that are not rural, where people are having some water issues, we really need to sit down and brainstorm how, Jamaica is going to solve that problem. You understand? The last time I spent any time, and long period of time in Jamaica, I remember me have some family at Cassava Peace, and I was up there for a couple of days, 3 days without water, and it wasn't a drought. How for constituency that? I think a Samuda. 3 days without water. So which part me I come from water down there in abundance. So after the 3rd day, I was like, we can't do this anymore because with family there, the water whether they are run out, stuff like that. So, that's not cool. And that was in summer. Every day we have to go a river either out of Caymanas or go pa one river up a Stony Hill there. So the water problem, we have some issues with water. So as we know about the road network, as Mr. I'm not going to talk much about that because this has been ongoing and it should be ongoing for some time, to continue with the development. So I'm going to take a quick break, guys, and then we'll come back and I'll go through the comments and we'll discuss a little. So, guys, let's talk about Vision 2030. Are we going to meet Vision 2030? I think it was 2009, somewhere about there, when Vision 2030 became a talking point, right? And Vision 2030 Jamaica is a national development plan and a roadmap for making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business, right? And we have about little less than 6 more years. Yes, we have a little less than 6 more years before we start talking about really meeting Vision 2030. I want to just make sure Vision 2030 Jamaica is the country's first long term strategic development plan and covers the 21-year period 2009 to 2030. It embodies the plans and processes for the realization of a collective vision encapsulated in the statement Jamaica, the place of choice to work, live, raise families, and do business. So, can you believe, guys? Between 2009 to 2030, that's 21 years that we have had, or that we will have by the end of 2030. So, these different goals and national outcomes, they told us that they had 4 goals and 15 national outcomes, right? I don't know if anybody remember what those are. Let me see something here. National goals and outcomes. See them here. Well, on there. All right, see it here, guys. Want to know me quick, I want to get it on the screen to show y'all what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Okay, guys. So, make we look on this real quick. For Vision 2030, this is Jamaica's national goals and national outcomes, right? So what does this mean? The first one is, you're looking at it there in purple. I don't know if you can read it on the screen, but if you can't, I'll read it for you. It says Jamaicans are empowered to achieve their fullest potential. The second one is the Jamaican society is secure, cohesive, and just. The third one is Jamaica's economy is prosperous. And the fourth one is Jamaica has a healthy, natural environment. Those are the goals and The 15 national outcomes are on the right-hand side of the screen. And that is where we want to be by 2030. So the national outcomes are a healthy and stable population. Number two, world-class education and training. Number three, effective social protection. Four, authentic and transformational culture. Number five, security and safety. Number six, effective governance. Seven, a stable macroeconomy. Number eight, an enabling business environment. Number nine, strong economic infrastructure. 10, energy security and efficiency. 11, a technology enabled society. 12, internationally competitive industry structures. 13, sustainable management and use of environmental natural resources. 14, hazard risk reduction and adaptation to climate change. And finally, 15, sustainable urban and rural development. Now, guys, this is very important. We have 6 years, just a little bit less than 6 years to go, right? Want to know if help us discuss here. If one thinks that Jamaica is on its way to meeting Vision 2030 from 2009, which would have given us 21 years to complete it. The phone lines are open. You can call in if you like, or we can discuss it in the comments. So let me put the comments on the screen here. Guys, please hit the like button. Let me see. Y says, I think we are on track 60% there. You would say we're 60% there? All right. And this is why it is so important when a government comes in and them see things are going that are good, don't stop it. Don't get rid of it. Continue it. Because anybody who come in and them feel like say, them need to change course for political reasons, don't do that, because what they do is slow down the growth and the progress of the country. You understand? Now, after everything when we just read, make a look on the goals them. Are Jamaicans empowered to achieve their fullest potential, guys? On the tell the truth. That is the first goal, the one in purple. Are Jamaicans empowered to achieve their fullest potential? I think so. You see, from you can get an education from you live in our country, we have access to education. Most people's vehicle to achieve their full potential will be through education, especially in Jamaica. If you are not up there in the 1%, or if you don't come from a family, of business people or entrepreneurs, more than likely, to achieve your full potential, you are going to have to take education for it. And education in Jamaica is accessible. So I would say yes to that. The second one, is the Jamaican society secure, cohesive, and just? Me feel like say the society not fully secure in my view. It's not fully secure. Is it cohesive? At this time, I don't know. That's hard to answer. Is it just? Me no know neither because most people don't believe that we have a just system or society in a Jamaica. So me up in the ear about number two. Number three, is Jamaica's economy prosperous? I would say yes, if from we're not in a debt, from we're not in a deep debt, and the economy not really stagnant, and if there is potential for growth, I would say the economy is prosperous, right? We're not in debt. There's potential for growth. Yeah, I would say so. Remember, we have seen worse days with our economy, guys. When we were in debt, nobody wanted anything to do with us. We could have barely pay our bills them. We not had a good credit and them sitting there. That was not a prosperous economy. Right now, I would say yes, the economy is prosperous. There's a lot of potential there. The fourth goal, um, does Jamaica has a healthy natural environment? Absolutely. I have heard people who either are expat in Jamaica or them living in Jamaica. They have said that Jamaicans have a very healthy natural environment. I would definitely say so, especially in the cockpit country area of Jamaica. So, where our goals are, if I had to grade Jamaica on these four goals, I would give Jamaica a 3 out of 4. Number two, where it asks if Jamaica society is secure, cohesive, and just, I would say no, we've got more work to do there. Now, make we look on the national outcomes. Number one, no. Number three is way ahead of all others. Number four, too. I would say number four as well. The IMF, Lord Jesus, let's not even go there. There was no Vision 2030 until Bruce Gordon came in office 2007. PNP knew nothing about long-term planning. Clear, if you're just joining the live as the person who is delivering, this program, I will not go down that road of tit for tat, PNP, JLP. I won't do that, but you can have that discussion with the people in the comments. I'm talking strictly about Jamaica and whether, it is going in the right direction over the last 10 years if we will meet Vision 2030. We're not the only country who set a Vision 2030 goal. I was reading something a few days ago where I think it's Saudi Arabia. Let me go in my pictures and see. I think the politics of Saudi Arabia, one of the politicians them over there question question the government and I asked about Vision 2030. And I had to do a double take. Come and say, really? Them did have a Vision 2030 to me never know. So I think there are several countries in the world. I don't know if this Vision 2030 was formulated at the United Nations or something like that. I don't know. I would like to, maybe I'll look into it a little more. But I know that it's not just Jamaica. You had other countries that set these goals and objectives to be met by 2030. You guys can Google it and see. Me can't find it right here now. But if I'm not mistaken, several countries, several countries had a Vision 2030 plan. All right, let us take this call. Hello, good night. Welcome to the program.
Good night, Natalie. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, as usual, I appreciate and love the program. And love the topic of the night as well and what is being highlighted.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you kind of did set the record straight in. Want to go down the road for tit for tat because it will cause all kind of confusion because me already see that happening, right?
You thought me in a
But
comment?
it happening all the time. But we know me understand the person still where I make some of the comments,
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
But what we understand is we in a period where the world have seen the greatest or the biggest pandemic since so much 100 years, right?
True.
All right. And coming out of that,
Oh,
Jamaica has seen a lot of success. We are being ranked by international agencies. We are being looked upon by other countries and the success that we have achieved, and all of that. Yeah.
so you're trying to say that we
Well,
had a
that,
disruption? We had a disruption in vision. Well, the world had a disruption in
the world
vision
had a
too.
disruption,
Yeah.
but we came out of that disruption still looking good and still doing good.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still seeing the development continues. We're still seeing the progress that we set out to gain by 2030. But I'm saying that we could have been way further ahead if it wasn't for that disruption, and we could have been way further ahead if we had capitalized on a period where the world economy was booming when we were actually doing nothing at all.
Okay.
Hence the comment that I made earlier on, I said credit must be given where it is due.
Okay.
We were in a period where the world economy was booming.
What
And
year
we
was
saw
that?
what the 90s period, the world
90s.
economy was booming.
Okay.
We see the biggest period of growth across the world throughout that period, and Jamaica was doing what to itself?
Killing its entrepreneurs and businesses.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not going in a tit for tat, but if we have a major periods, yeah,
Yeah.
we've been through a many recessions plus the pandemic and all of that, and we're still doing good.
Yeah.
So if we were doing the things that we ought to be doing from then, we'd have been way further ahead.
And we also had the economic problem with the debt. The debt. Oh my God. I don't know if
Oh,
you
but
guys remember the debt.
the debt that we wrapped up, remember, say most of that come mainly because of what happened to us during the 90s too.
That's true too. hmm There was no
Okay, so
fiscal responsibility. I think we learned
okay.
something very important from the embarrassment that took us, because as I said, I don't want to go into the finger pointing really, but
No, I don't want you going out neither, That's why I'm not true go in it myself, But if we are going to analyze the periods and what's happening now, yeah,
yeah,
we have to state the facts.
that is true. That is true. So, yeah, with the disruption of the pandemic, I'm glad to see that Jamaica was able to come out of it without any grave harm. You know what I mean? Because it could have been a lot
True.
worse.
True. And we are being looked upon for what we were doing throughout that period, coming out of it and all. We are still being looked upon, and people are trying to figure out what we were doing
Yeah.
and what they need to do. So we've been doing some good things.
Yeah, but something else that I want to talk about before getting off tonight is what do we do about the migration, the
Um,
continuation of the brain drain?
um, to be honest, there's not much we can do of such, other than keep developing, keep growing the economy. For, probably influence or for appeal to people that they can stay here and make a life, because migration is something we've been happening for years. Jamaica is not the only country that faces a lot of migration. Yeah, America is built from immigrants. A lot of people leave Europe and all over the world and go seek a better life in America. So
Would you say
migration is a thing. Migration is a thing that is always going to be taking place. But as I said, we have to just keep doing good things to attract more people or attract people to come back.
would you say there's a difference between migration and brain drain?
Um, the brain drain come as a result because people see it best for them to go elsewhere to make a good life. Enough people leave with the medication is because them probably tell themselves that them now can maximize them potential staying here. Yeah, so them leave to seek better. Not for them leave with intention to come back, not leave with intention not to come back. I just said now we're going on a finger pointing neither, but if you come back down to the amount of people that left in the 90s, 2000 periods, it was because of what we were not doing.
Okay. All right. Well, let us see where we go with this thing here. The Vision 2030 now. Where so we're gonna meet it? Are we almost there? On a percentage scale, how far have we gotten with our Vision 2030, would you say?
I would say we are on track. We are on track percentage wise. I give them a fair 60-65%. I mean, there's a lot more to be done, but we're on the right track and we just need to continue.
Okay, so 65% with about 5.5 or so years to go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, where do you think we're falling short the most, though? We're not really finished go down the national outcomes yet, cause
Yeah, but one of the main thing that holding us back is the whole security thing, because
okay,
we'd have had far more investment, would have far more,
yeah,
people attracted to. I mean, people are attracted to invest in the country now, but would have seen far more investment if we can get this crime thing, to
yeah.
a tolerable level.
True, 100%. Well, thank you.
Yeah, man, you're most welcome.
Have a good night.
Same to you.
Yeah, guys. That was a good little contribution our friend Electro made there. Um, Give me a break real quick, there, guys. I want to pull up something on the screen for you guys. Just give me a second. Yeah, guys. So, where were we? Maybe want to show you something real quick and then come back to the national outcomes because we really need to talk about the national outcomes. We already did the goals and we say out of 4, we are give Jamaica Jamaica, you know, notice me say Jamaica, we not talk about government and opposition or who did they win or whatsoever. We're giving Jamaica a 3 out of 4 on the 4 goals then. We'll come back to the outcomes. But before I do that, I wanted to show you guys um this thing here that I saw just a few days ago when I was trying to create the content for this program. Some Saudi Vision 2030 goals. If I wonder if somebody tell me if this was developed at the UN. Me not really like to know. So for Saudi now, see them a talk about lower rate of unemployment from 11.6 to 7, increase women's participation to move from 19th largest economy in the world to top 15, and so on and so forth. I guess each country would set their goals based on the condition of that country, right? Because we and Saudi may not have the same set of issues. We may not even share the same history. So we have to tailor our vision 2030 according to what we have in Jamaica and what we are dealing with in Jamaica. So it would be good at the end of 2030 to see how many countries will raise their hand and say that we have met our vision 2030, right? I am betting on Jamaica. Me no know about nobody else, but me a bet on Jamaica. Me a pray for Jamaica and me a hope say the 21 years that we were given or that we've had from 2019, if God spare life and we live to see 2030, if we can meet Vision 2030, as a nation, there's nothing that we cannot do going forward. All right, so let's go back now to our national outcomes. Out of 15, make we see, a healthy and stable population. Would you say that Jamaica is a healthy, stable population, guys? I would say Jamaica is a healthy and stable population. Um, to be honest, when we talk about diseases and things like that, we're seeing a lot of what we never used to see before happening in Jamaica where people's health are concerned, but nonetheless, we're treating it, and things like that. I don't know what the cancer rate is in Jamaica. That's something that I would like to know, but I think for the most part, Jamaica people, we have a healthy and stable population. Would you guys agree with that? Why is the 75% for healthy and stable? Healthcare free. Me not say yeah, for healthy and stable. We're stable. I mean, when we look at some of the other countries, them in the region, I'm not even gonna talk about Haiti. Haiti have a very unique set of circumstances that they're dealing with they've been dealing with this for so long. It's just so sad, But I would say Jamaica is a healthy, stable. World class education and training. Would you guys say that we are meeting the national outcome of world class education and training? I would say yes. Yes, I would. Um, when I graduated from university, I went to school with some women. I went to a women's college, and some of the women who came there from Jamaica, they were some of the brightest women I've come across. And they all went to graduate school. So I personally feel like say Jamaica has a good education system, and where training is concerned, guys, I think Jamaica has some of the most talented people in the world. So that is a 100% for me. Yeah. I want to wise man I come for me about 75 and 80. Yeah, 75 and 80%. Yes or no, man? Pan one over yes sir. Yes or no? Sure. Watch ya. I come with the same thing. 75. Me can't bother. Just give me a yes or no, no. Thank you, child of God. Yes or no? Or at least do like Sonia and say it's a work in progress. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's hard to really say 75%, 80% for each of them. But me understand where you come from. You saying, for the most part, which is 80%, 75%. Me understand what I say. All right. For effective social protection. Effective social protection. What did I say about that one day? Me that's not really enough tell you the truth. Not really. Sometimes you have to fight for that. And sometimes it's not available. So that's how I feel about that one. That would be number 3. Number 4, authentic and transformational culture. 100% for that one day. We have always had an authentic transformational culture, right? The only thing me that dissatisfied with where culture is concerned, me no want to exclude dancehall from our culture. Me no want to do that. We still have a fairly decent reggae culture, and I'm just talking musically here. There are other aspects of our culture. I think our art, the art in Jamaica, I don't think we capitalize enough on our art culture in a Jamaica. We have so much art. We don't capitalize on it. The other aspects of our culture and way of life, I don't have a problem with it. Hold on there, guys. Make a plug in a computer before it die. Hold on. Okay. Um, Somebody say yes. Part and social pension. Yeah, there are other aspects too of social protection. Other aspects of it that could have improved still, tell you the truth. So I think we would mostly agree about the authenticity and transformation and culture, right, guys? Yes, and I think when we hear say a 4 million people traveled to Jamaica last year, and when we hear say Jamaica are the first country to fully recover from the pandemic, because our culture. Most people who come to Jamaica and not really the beach then come there for. Because we have so many countries in the region with beaches. Jamaica is the number one tourist hotspot in the region because of our culture. We are number one for entertainment, number one for a whole heap of things. You understand? So yeah, when it comes on to culture, I'm not really find a huge problem with it. Me see all Japan a take You see all Japan. Japan take with dancer gone with it from when? From Mr. Wacky time, don't it? Yes. All right, so this is where we're all gonna agree now on number 5, which is security and safety. Me not tell you like out of 100%, me not give Jamaica about Honest to God, me da give Jamaica about 150. About 150%. But then again, that's hard to say because for your visitor coming to Jamaica, very safe, right? Like I was telling you guys the other day, my baby sister, she hadn't been to Jamaica in several years. She born America. And, I was kind of guiding her, through her trip or whatever. And I told her, you're safe. You're probably safer than the people that who live in Jamaica. We don't really hear much about, people going there, minding their business, doing what they're supposed to do and getting in trouble, right? So for your average visitor, your average tourist, considering them don't go there, go trouble people, go get themselves in a problem, they're safe, right? So within the society, most of the stuff that happens that are negative, like for example, today, I don't even want to bring it on the platform here, but down a wild street, you have a little school youth succumb to his injuries where, some drive-by happened. And a couple of school youth get hit. One of them succumb, I just got the news as I was talking to you guys. So most of them things there are gang and gunman and innocent people get caught up in the crossfire. In certain places in Jamaica, where I'm from in Jamaica, I can go there and sleep with my door and my window open and nobody's gonna trouble me. But when I go to certain parts of Kingston, I do not, for example, take my young family members, my daughter. I don't do that because when we're there, Jamaica gets how we grow. You understand? And it's different now. These generation of vipers that are doing this wickedness in the country, me no know what gonna happen, but me I tell you no say Jamaica needs some people in the security ministry, in the police commissioner, in the office of the prime minister, where those are gonna get wicked pan them people yeah. I mean not laugh. Because you can't deal with them nice. So for security, somebody says 60%, Sonia says 60% in the security and a work in progress. Me I give them 50 at the truth. 50% me I say. And the reason why I say 50% is because me not feel bad saying this. Since the 90s, after the 1980 election and coming up since the 90s, Jamaica, over both governments or both parties, they have allowed this crime monster to get out of hand to the point where, and not just Kingston at alone, everywhere in Jamaica, most parishes in Jamaica, hot. And that's the issue. So, is a 50 for me? You guys are being very generous by saying 60. All right, let's move on. For effective governance, that a number 6 out of 15 for the national outcomes. Effective governance, one of the border one there. Una honestly think so we have effective governance in Jamaica over the last 10 years, guys? Remember, we not just a look on one administration. We talk about the last 10 years in Jamaica. Have we had effective governance? Effective governance. What is the opposite of effective governance? Ineffective governance. That one is hard. If this was an exam question, me know me don't feel that one day. Me would answer that one day. Effective governance. Over the last 10 years. Now, when you don't have effective governance, what you see happening in your country? Junior say I give 55 for security. Effective governance 75% from Nigel over the last 10 years. Balance, please. 90s saw massive reduction via Siaga curtailment by PJ and Security Summit, safe 90s, early 2000. Me don't know about that, because based on the trends, the crime trends that I've looked at, because you know, me do my homework properly before me bring content come out here and share with you know. When we look at the trends, and I've shared it on here before, where homicides are concerned, we had a spike during the elections in a 1980. After that, homicides went back down. And then something happened in the 90s where it kept increasing, and it's been increasing ever since. It never came down. So I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about or where you get that information from. All right. So somebody says 60% effective governance. You know, so me agree with 60% though. Because when we talk about governance, guys, me could break it down. When we're talking about governance, we're not just talking about a prime minister standing up there talking to the country. We're talking about an entire cabinet, right? We're talking about 30 administrators of government. So how much? I don't know. But effective governance includes security, health, all of it. I give them a 62, Or is that unfair? Not tell the truth. Because I don't want to be unfair. Over the last 10 years, have we had effective governance? Miss Sonia says 70%. Wife Star says 60%. Effective governance is very broad. How do we break it down? Yes, Junior, you are right, and that's why I say effective governance. You have to tie in security. You have to talk about the performance of every government minister and combine them. So let's say, for example, your prime minister could be performing at 100%. But you say if in security and in health and whatsoever else and in education, I perform at a 50, that bring down the whole thing. Or at least lower, you understand? The performance. So yeah, it is broad. And so you have to grade each administration or um combine administrations over the last 10 years. Me don't give them 170 still. Over the last 10 years, me don't give them 170. I must commend you on tonight's subject matter. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, leadership. Yes. Accountability. Accountability also ties into effective governance as well. Yes. And when it comes down to accountability, we fail. I'm just going to be honest. Over the last 10 years, where accountability is concerned, I would have give Jamaica, I want 30% for accountability. So all I will say 60% for effective governance. Me think me go stay with 60, we don't know. Me go stay with 60. Over the last 8 years, effective governance 65 to 70%. All right, well, over the last 10 years, me go say 60%, brother, car. The accountability part, it just plunges the whole thing for me. All right, now, let us talk about number 7. a stable macroeconomy. Over the last 10 years, honestly, I would give them about 85 to 90%. So that's a positive thing, because between the stabilization of the economy, remember coming out of the high debt, not having good credit, and then sustaining that, I would really give them a positive score for that. The next one is number 8, an enabling business environment. Make we talk about it, guys. How easy is it for your average Jamaican to start a business, to get a business loan, and all these things? Wanna tell me? Number 8, an enabling business environment. Doing business in a Jamaica is not the problem. I think the business environment in Jamaica is very good. Jamaicans are very good consumers. The people them who want to start a business though, how easy it is for them. For those of you who are just joining, thank you for being here. Please hit the like button. Tonight, guys, we're talking about Jamaica's upgrade over the last 10 years. And now we are being a little more clinical about it by looking at whether Jamaica will meet Vision 2030 and where we are now, 5 years shy of Vision 2030, which was put in place in 2019. So we have 21 years to meet Vision 2030. So we're going through the goals and the national outcomes to see how close we are or whether we will actually meet it, for those of you who are just joining. Lisa Jamaica is in deep trouble. Make we see. All right, so for the business part of it, I don't know who agree with me that Jamaicans are good consumers. The business environment is great, but how easy is it for your average people to start a business? I don't think it's so easy. COVID definitely interrupted us. So Geneva says since COVID, over 5,000 small businesses were started, and some were also lost Geneva. There are some businesses that have yet to recover. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a little piece of story so real quick. In 2019, I remember I was in Kingston for the weekend, and a friend of mine, I landed late. It was like 10:30 at night, and a friend of mine said he was going to take me out to eat. Now, when we head over to St. Catherine, would you believe, say, them time there wasn't COVID time yet. But you see the state of emergency where they go on in some parts of Jamaica, that kind of started interfering with some of the businesses, right? I am not going to say that it was a bad thing where safety is concerned, because there were some places that really needed to have a state of emergency. But the consequence of that was that some businesses would have open like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Them they start close up early so they lose business. And I know people who work in the restaurant industry. A friend of mine who used to run a restaurant over Pampote in this road there, so she she left the business during that time before COVID, because with the state of emergency and she had to close up early, you know, that kind of caused layoffs from the job, loss of revenue and stuff like that. And this is why we have to get the crime situation under control. Because when the crime problem is not being controlled, this is what happens. The government them must do something about it. So when them are gonna come with a state of emergency now, and you have businesses start being affected, everybody are gonna be affected by it negatively. So everything wants to go back to the crime problem in our country. Very easy. The government removed the business tax. The business tax was to be paid before the business made even $1 foreign exchange is accessible. Camille, I think you're making it sound, easier. It's easier said than done. I have talked to people who said that it's not that easy to start a business. If anybody have any experience, they can share it here with us. I've always felt that Jamaica had a good business environment, whether it's enabling for the consumer or for the business people them or those who are just starting or wanting to start. That's I think that's a different topic, but we'll see. So the next thing is number 9, strong economic infrastructure. Do you guys think that Jamaica has a strong economic infrastructure, guys? I think right now it's as strong as we've seen it in recent times. However, with the crime situation in the country, a lot of small businesses are affected, and me and uno and God knows say the crime affect the economy of the country. We know that. So is it strong? It's okay. But if we can eliminate the crime, it can be stronger. Or we can go from okay to strong once we take care of the crime problem. Would you agree with that, guys? Yes, we have a strong economic infrastructure in place right now. Somebody say, yeah, I guess you agree with what I just said. Somebody say murders are down 13.1%. I don't know about that, my love, come and I see it. Not saying it's not true, but I don't see it. And to be honest with you, when we talk about crime going down, we really need to start seeing certain aspects of our infrastructure and society being impacted positively by that, meaning that we're going to see the burden come off our healthcare system. We're going to see some businesses in some of these communities thriving, and so on and so forth. That is how me measure crime going down. You understand? Um, the next thing is number 10, energy security and efficiency. We want to think about that. Energy, security, and efficiency. I think that one is okay. We want to think. We can do a little better. I think we should see solar, more solar stuff happening in the country. Um, that's a tricky one. Okay. All right. So the next one is a technology-enabled society. What want to say about that? I can say that COVID has taught us a great deal. COVID has taught us a great deal, guys, about the poverty. What they call it? They call it technology poverty. And even some places in America too, you will be shocked. You understand? So for the technology enabled society, me think it all right, but we can do a lot better in some of the rural areas. Them wouldn't agree with that. I think we've come a long way, even before COVID. I think we started trying to make sure that everybody have access to technology and stuff like that. Um, about 2019 or so, guys, where I stay when I'm in Jamaica, even some schools in that community or in that district, during that time, they didn't really have much access to technology. I must ask my family members about it now and what it is now, you know. And I know because each summer when I take my daughter to Jamaica, she would go to summer school and I would have dialogue with the staff, the principal, the teachers, and so forth. And I would ask those questions. And I remember the last time we talked about that. We talked about, I'm not going to call the name of the school, but I spoke with the principal that summer about what access they had to, technology, internet access, and so forth. And it was not good, but I'm hoping that it's changed. Um, but like I said, with COVID, I think we've learned a lot. You know, this could happen again. We don't know. How would we do? You know what I'm saying? So I think we have some improvement to do, and that's okay. Um, Child of God said, yes, we now have online shopping. Yeah, we do, Child of God, but in some places, yeah, me just tell you about down I wish I missed here, Jamaica. When you live from out there and you got more populated place, it different. But I think if what the government must do is focus more, not just this government, but anybody who come after, they must focus more on the rural areas. I think we've ignored the rural areas of Jamaica in so many ways that we need to really pay attention there where technology enabling is concerned. Mickey, so right now all schools are being connected to the internet via the government's broadband and satellite initiative. That's good. That's good to hear today. And I hope that's the case for all schools, like you said, and not just some or some schools in some areas. Um, Me hear some people in the comment that tell me to be balanced. This is not a competition, guys. It's not a competition between PNP and JLP. Please understand that. Are the people when I comment enough to tell for balance, cause me not talk about PNP and JLP, That at Jamaica, me talk about over the last 10 years. If me talk about PNP and JLP, the both of them are blame for the crime. So me in a competition with no PNP and JLP. Me I talk strictly about the last 10 years in a Jamaica. The national development goals and outcomes, and whether we are going to meet Vision 2030. That's what I'm talking about. So please don't get stuck on this who did what and this and that. The two government them, they did there over the last 10 years. And I don't think I'm being imbalanced at all. Karen, more improvement in the rural areas. Which part, do you mind me asking what rural area you're referring to? Me not ask you which part you're there where you come from. But I think several people agree on here about the rural parts then with the technology. It's a real problem. And we see the problem in a COVID with that. So I'm hoping that, it's gotten better. Um all right, so let's move on to internationally competitive industry structures. That is a mouthful. That is number 12. Let me move this so everybody can see. Yes, definitely. The financial institutions are a big problem for sure. I soon come back to that, Miss Sonia. We're at number 12, guys, on the national outcomes on the right hand side. Where do we want to be by 2030? It says internationally competitive industry structure. But feel like so we need to do some improvement there, so what wanna say? There are too many industries where we are not competitive internationally. Would you guys agree with that? I think that's a fair statement to make, where Jamaica is concerned over the last 10 years. Too many where we're not competitive. Hold on, you like that topic, you don't it? Yeah, man, substance. Me not come out. Yes, me not come out here cuss nobody tonight. Make we talk about Jamaica. How are we doing? Vision 2030. We really need to start focus on a long time. I know you nobody talk about Vision 2030. That's why I say make we look on Jamaica. How are we doing? Well, you say I give me a 99%. Me take that, man. Thank you. All right, so somebody say to have our industry structures up to par internationally is a far cry from us. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done there. A lot of work to be done. I don't think we. Let me leave that for last. Let's move on to the next one. Sustainable management and use of environmental natural resources. How are we doing there? One of the things, so we use up our natural resources adequately, guys? Or do we manage it? Manage it and use it properly? Sustainable management and use of environmental natural resources. I think we need a whole committee for that one day, no? Because you have some, I don't know if this is referring to the government or communities or I mean, I don't know. Sustainable management and use of environmental natural resources. I think as a country, we really need to take a look at that one. You're welcome, guys. I'm glad that you guys are finding this topic interesting. Arlene said, not sure we'll get there for 2040, but much will be done by that time. Okay. Yes, Jamaica knows she has more work to do in this regard, and I like the direction in which we are going. Okay. Karen says she live in town, but more internet access in Manchester rural area, St. Ann, Linton Park. Oh God, man, for sure. Mm-hmm. Sometime you can barely get a full connection on the phone them in the rural areas. I know. What the problem with that? All right, let's move on to hazard risk reduction and adaptation to climate change. Only thing we're doing there. Hazard risk reduction and adaptation to climate change. Me not really hear too much I come from Jamaica over the last 10 years on this topic, to be honest with you. I think we need to be more vocal on this to really have an opinion, at least in my view. Let me see what you guys have to say about it. Solar energy could be more cheaper, also the use of biodegradable gas. Okay. You know, so me have one family member, in a rural Jamaica. And from me a little girl and I grew up, this man have light in our house. And in a him can't afford to pay light bill, him just don't want a light, him no use light. Him have one lamp where him use that him alone live and him is a farmer. And if you're going in a little house, him just have the basics in there. Him have him bed, him have him little nightstand, him have him little kitchen part with him kettle and him patch him coffee around there and so. Him not have no light. And when the last time my daughter said, Mommy, how can somebody survive without light? Them screecher growing at the man house and the man gonna him farm and I laugh at fine. From me a little girl I grow the man on a light in her house. A daylight in use. And him have one sitting where like solar energy. And him have the lamp, the home sweet home lamp. One of the time I say Isaac, you left out your morning time, 4 o'clock. No light, no outside. You know, miss not having light and things. And him say, no. So, protecting Jamaica, welcome to the platform. Jamaica is the only country in the world to have a catastrophe bond. One of the things I like what Jamaica did was to get rid of the plastic, you know. I remember being out in California, went to this restaurant, and the people them give me one straw with a paper. I mean, I say, but what this? Them time me never too aware about the whole plastic thing, but Jamaica had been doing that. I say, oh, it looked like it's a worldwide thing. So everybody was trying to get rid of the plastic. And I think it's good that Jamaica did that. Solar energy will greater hazard risk to the agriculture sector. Okay. The man say minimalist lifestyle. He might go live longer that way. You think I joke? Me say the man is a farmer. The man leave out 4 o'clock a morning time. By the time come back in 1 o'clock in the day. But from me a little girl, me I tell you long, long time the man never have light in our house yet. And him now come beg nobody no light. It's a family property, you know. And he has his little quarter in the yard. But while everybody else have them light and them music and them sitting him having battery the way he use and listen to his news. But you not a light in there. You not a light in there. Him not paying a light bill. What am I worried about? Them man they got feed them bed at 8 o'clock at night time, you know. You understand? And they rise up early in the morning. So I guess that's fine. It's always on the PM's lip. Too much talk about climate change, no action. Jamaica lead COP23 and lead the Caribbean in France on climate change. In my view, almost non-existent on climate issues. Climate change, I think, applies more to the so-called developed countries. Really? Me no know. So what you just say about over Elsha, or the shoreline is receding and stuff like that? That is one of the first signs I saw in Jamaica where climate change is concerned. But it's there. I mean, probably not as bad. If you go back and listen to the speech that Mia Motley did, she outlined some very important aspects of climate change. They're talking about um, distributing receptacles to separate waste. Okay. That ban was stopped by present administration. Somebody fact check that and let me know, please. The bond. Oh, wait there. I can't find the comment. Somebody mentioned something about a catastrophe bond, and somebody said the bond was stopped by the present administration. Please fact check, please. We have a catastrophe bond to protect us against natural disaster and natural disaster insurance. We have banned plastic bags, straws, and styrofoam boxes. Guys, one of the things, I mean, no one see that video here. No one see that video here. A couple of days ago, it rained. I can't say where, I don't remember exactly. But when I see the heap of garbage we are running at the street, I wanted to cry. We have to do better in Jamaica with our environment in how we dispose of our garbage because when we get rainfalls and we get floods and them thing there. We're not supposed to see them heap amount of garbage they run through the street of Kingston City. That is bad for the environment. And we really need to kind of educate the public on how, you know, we're supposed to be disposing our trash and stuff like that. This is nasty, what I saw. People must take better care of them surrounding where that is concerned. And make sure so they have the right disposal and there's something there. All right. So the other one is sustainable urban and rural development. That's the final one. 15. Sustainable urban and rural development. All the think we're doing there. I think we are going with the urban development, guys, but me not tell a lie. Over the last 10 years in Jamaica, we have fallen very short in rural development. I don't know if you agree with that, but based on what I've seen, what I've experienced, what I've been paying attention to, we need to do better with rural development. Rural development is on track at Morant Bay, St. Thomas, and Portland. Are them the alone I know about? Okay. A whole heap of rural communities in Jamaica, you know. Whole heap. So when it comes on to Vision 2030, based on the 4 goals and the 15 national outcomes that we just went over, for those of you who are just joining, please hit the like button. Before you got here, we looked at the 4 goals, and most people decided that they are going to give Jamaica a 3 out of 4 for the goals them over the last 10 years. And I personally said 3 out of 4 because number 2, where it talks about the Jamaican society being secure, cohesive, and just. I feel like we're falling way short there. So that's why I gave Jamaica a 3 out of 4 where our goals are concerned. We have 5 more years. There's time for improvement, you know. So hopefully by the end of 2030, Jamaica can stand up beside all other countries, including Saudi Arabia, and say we have met Vision 2030. Me I really love to hear that if God spare my life. Right? Let us see how many countries have a Vision 2030 or where this was developed. Vision 20. Oh, they had an entire conference. That's why I ask if over the UN this did go on, because this did miss me when it just started. I think it looks like say all of the countries them have it. I don't know where it was developed, guys, but it looked like say it looked like all countries. Some of them have acute. Me have to go look a little deeper into it in terms of how it came about, you know, and what countries participated. But they always had these vision conferences and stuff like that, guys. So this is a very good thing. But as me say, me don't really like to know if Jamaica is gonna meet her vision 2030. So on a percentage scale, based on everything that we've gone over, on a percentage scale, which part does say Jamaica there with her vision 2030? On the top front, wait there. Somebody says Saudi Arabia is now planning Vision 2050. What you say? Ain't that no good, man? But them have to first meet Vision 2030, not true? We in a Jamaica, we not talk about Vision 2030 again. You know what I mean? Nobody talk about Vision 2030? From 2009. From 2009, when Vision 2030 was discussed, outlined, and laid out in Jamaica, I don't really hear many people talking about it. And I think it needs to come into focus now, especially since we only have 5 more years left to meet these goals and national outcomes. Do you not agree with that? All right. New ban signed April 25th, 24, effective until 2027. Are you talking about the Jamaica band lifestyle? That's what I asked somebody to fact check. Jamaica is 65% on her way to Vision 2030. I think so. How many people agree with that? 65%. Miss Sonia, what do you think? There was a power outage in my area. Okay, you get back light? And where is that? I think if we don't continue with this aggressive approach the government has, we won't meet it. Protecting Jamaica, how much on a percentage scale would you give Jamaica over the last 10 years where Vision 2030 is concerned? Somebody said it's 65%. We have 5 years to go. Andrew Holness used to talk about it a lot, but it has not been so prevalent in the past 5 years. It needs to be the focus again. Maybe because of COVID too, you know. Maybe it's because of COVID. Guys, make sure so not share them information, you know. Because this is good information, this is good content. Right? And I think right now at this point in time, I would like to focus on Vision 2030 over a year. I don't really like the cascas and the problem. Only when we see the wicked, them are go on with the things, them have to talk about it. You understand? But I think we really need to start putting focus on the direction of the country and where it needs to be, you know, and stuff like that. And I am so glad that this is not a topic that is too, what do I call it now, too politicized. Sometimes that can be overbearing. Me know so over here is a political platform, Jamaica Politics Uncovered, but sometimes where the politics does not need to saturate the conversation, it can be a good thing, you know? So I think we need to bring more of this to the platform. Saudi Arabia has lots of money to meet any vision target. That is quite true. The Prime Minister always talk about Vision 2030 and closes most speeches with the theme Jamaica, the place of choice to work, live, raise families, and do business. I haven't really heard it, but if you say so. Sounds like a plan. Miss Sonia, somebody said I'm giving Jamaica 65%. What you say you're giving Jamaica? I think the government realized that we might not meet it, and that's why they are rolling out multiple projects. Continue on retiring paradise. Bringing Saudi into this vision thing will make it seem we have cataract. Ooh. After Saudi and Jamaica alone have Vision 2030, other countries have it too. When me don't know, me are looking at the region and see which other country has Vision 2030 and see, if they're talking about it or if they're meeting it or something like that. You understand? No, sir, Jamaica winning as it relates to climate. We talk about it, but we need to do best practice to very basic everyday issue. Example, our garbage store and dispose of. Then that me I talk about Karen. When me see the whole heap of garbage float out in the street one day when rain fall, that was so frightening. I didn't expect to see that. It seemed like 65%. Okay. Vision 2015 is useless. Just trying to. All right, we now want to go down the road. There's some native. Not about to read a comment there. 65%. Me not get a 65. That sounds fair. It sounds fair. Oh God. Karen said 30%. Karen, oh God, man. Where say 30%? Lord Jesus. You need for call. You need for call in and tell us why you give Jamaica only 30%. Call upon WhatsApp. Or tell me in the comment why is it that you give it Jamaica only 30%. Papa Jesus. No, sir. It seemed like government stop with Mama P. Okay. Jean says she has to catch up because she's celebrating Mother's Day in DR. She hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. Thank you, Jean. Have a good time. Come back when you're back and have a safe trip. 65% is about right, Miss Sonia. All right. The person was said 35, we said 30%. You have to come tell me why you said 30%, because we don't know what we're missing. I think I agree with the people who are saying Jamaica over the last 10 years is 65% on her way to meeting Vision 2030. We need positive thinking. True. Vision 2030 is a global initiative. Jamaica is ahead of many in the region currently. You can't just come as a contact that in a Mikhail. You have to come with evidence in a man. You have to come with evidence and name some countries and tell us how, you know, how they're behind and stuff. We are talking about Jamaica. We know how Jamaica is doing. But you gotta tell us something more. You can't just come start talk them things there without evidence. All right. I wonder if 80 did in a division too. Papa Jesus. I'm late, but based on the developments, I agree with the 65%. So it look like most people are say 65%. All the major projects to reach Vision 2030 is on track. Started about to start and on the finishing. Okay. Some people just want Jamaica to fail because it's not who they want to run the country running it. I want thing me know, you say any government will come in, and if them don't continue any project or anything that is being done in the country to make sure say we as a people meet these goals and continue our development, them they're not government we're supposed to run no country. We must always remember that at the end of the day, a one country. So when a government are gonna come in, they must remember say a forward and a sideway or backward. That's why the country can't prosper because of some negative energy people put across. We all need to support the growth of the economy and stop the negativity. Let me see. Jamaica has met more of our development goals than other countries in the region. You guys keep saying that, but you're not telling us why you say that. You're not bringing any evidence. So, what are we supposed to do? Just believe you? I was thinking of 50%. Also, discipline, could pull us to over 70% without any spending. Just an observation. And I totally agree with that comment, Junior. You see, if we can deal with crime and discipline in the country at no cost, like you said, we can accomplish so much more. All right, Miss Sonia, we'll see you later. Have a good night. Based on what I have researched, Jamaica has done a lot on the Vision 2030 compared to St. Vincent and Grenadines, St. Lucia and Grenada, Barbados is also. Well, maybe we should do a part two, and I'll see what I can find or see what you saw and stuff like that. Look at the growth of GDP. We need all hands on deck. We need to promote Brand Jamaica and not destroy it. I am not going to act like I am blind to the developments and achievements in the country just because it's not my preferred party in power, country over party. Every time, and that we call patriotism. I've seen it before in our country. Another party comes in and its first step forward becomes 10 step. I'm tired of it for true. It needs to stop. Any government will come in as long as something is going on that is good. Push it forward. No come and ignore it because I know you conceptualize it. No come and roll it back because I know you put it there. Forward. Well, guys, I thank you so much for joining. This ends the program. If you're just joining, we went through every aspect of development over the last 10 years. We didn't just go over what is there now, okay? We went over um, all different kind of infrastructure development, whether it be in healthcare. You're looking at the Children's Hospital that is in Western Jamaica building right now. I was telling our viewers that, the next time we come to Jamaica, we're not going to see that Air Jamaica sign anymore. We're going to see something different, and that is going to be the first indication that, the country is coming out of one era, going into another. We also showed some different things about how we're improving, how we're changing, you know, the digital system and all these things, education, how our kids are going to be learning road discipline in schools, which will make our society a more educated society where driving is concerned, which I think is very much needed in Jamaica. We talk about what else did we talk about? We talk about transportation, and we have a lot more work to do in transportation, guys. We have a lot more work to do. We have allowed our transportation system to pop down over time because we're not a people who believe in maintaining and sustaining the buses and them something in our country and servicing and all of what thief out the gas. Me say, any day I come out here with the video and show the people them where thief out the gas from out of the JUTC bus them a judgment out here. Me say, stop from thief out the gas, stop from destroy the buses them in the country. Right? We need to make sure so we are keep up. Hold on, guys. Yeah. We talk about the road network, which started, gosh, over 10 years ago or so, over several administrations. I would have loved to show you guys every single highway, byway, overpass, underpass. But I like one of them night I'm ever showing all like, but tonight I didn't do that because it's time consuming. But I think we're all aware that over the last decade we have made significant improvement from them time here, right? Remember them time here, guys? Yes, so the road networking, it's an ongoing process, and we also did some reflection on where we're coming from. We talk about some of these things here. We talk about, what more needs to be done. And we talk about, what good is being done. We talk about some of these very important bypasses, like this one that I use a lot when I'm in Jamaica, which is the Christiana bypass. That again is the picture of the outside of the construction of the children's hospital. Everybody know right here, so anybody not know this come off of the live right now, no, no. Anybody not know right here, so now go down today. Which part this? Let me say if anybody get it wrong, I swear on ban off of that channel. Anybody ever get this wrong? 4 new hospital. Where the other two them there? Uh yes, Gertrude, you laugh. Me say anybody not know right here, so go down today. I who say downtown? Downtown, I wish. Downtown where? You know, some ban unbiased. Today, I go down. All who say Ochi, you're correct. This is Ocherius. Most people got it right. Mm-hmm. Go check your pressure. You are green with envy, no pun intended. I want this man. Want to behave on yourself, no man? Sure. All right. So moving on, we talk about the STEM school them, Bill. I think one ground broke for one already, which is good. The one in a center wants some more STEM school. We talk about Cornwall Regional, which them already explained recently. We talk about the Punishtown Hospital. We don't want to see no gunman over there. I get no contract. We want favor to deal with the violence in the schools. One more young lady. Me tell you, me never want to bring that to the platform tonight. But while favor is on the screen, we have to talk. One young lady in a Manchester, I want school. Boy tab up she, and the violence in the school, the teachers them traumatized, them scared. Something has to be done immediately. So anybody say favor, tell her say she need to deal with the violence in the school. We don't want to see nobody more pitney die. Right? I've already said that the way to take care of that is create at least one to start with, an alternative school where you're going to equip that school with child psychiatrists, child psychologists, behavioral therapists, and the kids them who are displaying this antisocial behavior for come kill people picnic at school. When them do them things there, expel them from the school and put them into that alternative school. So that now we put pressure upon the parents then, because if them picnic get expelled, then we have to find them own way if we got one at that school or one at that place. We're not business with them after that, because seriously, the parents them need to step up and help. This is not just a school problem. Them something are starting at the home. Something has to be done. You cannot have these kids integrated with teachers who come there to teach and stress out and scared. And the kids that will come there to learn something. You have to separate these kids from your general population. Something has to be done. We don't want to not going to the school and pray with the kids then. We don't want to see that as something sometime now for do some serious something. Favor Williams. That is the blueprint of the hospital, the children's hospital, 220 beds. We talked about the new airport that is now, hosting international flights. I would talk about, the Port Royal. shipping dock or whatever you want to call it. So that ends tonight's program of Jamaica Upgraded. I should have put something to say 2014 to 2024, which is over a 10-year period. I think I may fix that so that people understand that we did an assessment based on the last decade of Jamaica. All right. So I thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your participation. Please hit the thumbs up on this video. All I want to come here say I want to like the program, I want to like what we do tonight. I want to please to give the video a thumbs up and make sure say I want to share it with everybody who need to see it. I was sweet, you. Ah, Jesus. At least me I send to find drops greater care. Why? No, sir. The Cedar Grove Academy in Portmore is one of the STEM schools. That's good. The parent is, may I tell you, anytime you see the school, them start all them parents are accountable. And the other thing when I say to, take the pitney them from off a TikTok in the schools. Don't make them use the phone them in the school because they're distracted, them short tempered, then don't focus. Take them off of the phone them in the school. Take them off of TikTok and then stop wind up themselves to them slack music. They are big arms house with the behavior of these students in the school. And if it don't stop, this is the future of our country, these kids. I agree with you. I would give 95% you're wicked, eh? I must type of that. We have 5 more years to go. Come on, don't be ridiculous. Nothing is wrong with naming the hospital after Mama P. Bring the parents too. Yes, man. Some of them worthless, man. You know me up on TikTok one morning. Me see one little boy in a uniform. I drink some rum and boom sitting. I cuss some bad word. In a uniform, you know. I already married if I go to school, you know, and the little boy I drink and I smoke. Anyway, we don't want to sew up the program because it was good. But we just want to say having all these STEM schools is one thing. But the behavior of the students, if it is not intercepted now, what you're going to have is a destructive education system. Remember me tell you now. So, big up on yourself. Thank you for joining, guys. Please share the content. Please give the video a thumbs up as we check out. And we will come back tomorrow with another episode. Take care of yourselves.